I'm a nosy little mouse. He's problematic, but he's sickening, right? Ugh, I hate it. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I love the look I have on right now. I'm feeling very retro. I don't know, white eyeliner just makes me feel some type of way. Honestly, I'm moving, I'm grooving, I'm feeling super groovy. What is this, 1960 or 2021? Well, if it was 1960, then there wouldn't be a deadly virus going around the world. But you know what? That's okay. There was a lot of bad stuff happening in 1962. So, bring it back to now. Bring it back to the current. This is my Disney Channel original series, Giovanna of the Future, not to be confused with Phil of the Future. Phil came from the year 2121, and I filmed my videos in 2021, but then I upload them a couple days later. So it's like you're seeing them in the future, but I'm in the past. Great. So glad we explained this, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to hear the synopsis of my Disney Channel original series, but you know what? Maybe you should have. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in the celebrity and beauty influencer tag. Did I say it right? Celebrity and influencer brand tag. Yes, that's what it is. This was a tag created by Tara Brooke here on YouTube. I'm sure I'll have some great footage of Tara here. So Tara created this tag, and basically what it is it's a bunch of questions about celebrity beauty brands and influencer beauty brands. We're gonna be spilling some tea today. Is that so cool to say? I don't know. There's a lot of good questions on this tag. I'm really excited to do the tag. Tara did this tag in collaboration with Smoky Glow during Glowmas, so both Tara and Smoky Glow have done this tag, and I think they're both super cool, so I'm hoping that this tag is gonna make me feel super cool. So, if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you, and you like videos with a lot of finger guns, and you want to hear about celebrity and influencer beauty brands, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. Bert is lurking in the background right now. Bert, say hi. You excited for the tag? Alright, so I got all of my questions here for the celebrity and influencer beauty brand tag. As always, of course, you can pause here and just read what my answers are going to be, but that would be very boring. So I highly encourage you to just listen to the video. I don't know why I always tried that bit. I think it's funny. But the first question on the tag is general thoughts. What a good question. General thoughts. General thoughts. My general thoughts on celebrity and influencer brands are kind of mixed. I think a lot of times it does feel super cash grabby, and I will get to some brands that feel cash grabby because that's literally the next question, but I think it's kind of a mixed bag. I think oftentimes this is particularly with celebrities, I should distinguish. With influencer brands, I am almost always excited to see what they come out with, especially with beauty influencers who do a lot of reviews and who have been in the beauty space for a long time. I think it's really exciting to see their brands because, you know, so often you look at the CEOs of these beauty brands and it's like old white men, and not that old white men can't, you know, be into beauty and stuff, but it's often like old white businessmen running these companies. But yeah, that's why I'm usually drawn to indie brands too, because you can tell the creative people behind the brand and the CEO is actually a beauty lover, and I feel like you often can sense that in the products. But yeah, I feel similarly with influencer brands. I feel like they come out with a lot of really innovative products, so I have general good thoughts about influencer brands. Of course, I think some influencers do it better than others, but for the most part with celebrities, it feels kind of cash grabby with most celebrity brands to me, and of course there are exceptions of people who I feel like were already really passionate about beauty and makeup, so when they go into having a brand, you're like, oh, of course, that makes sense. But I do also feel like there are some celebrities where it's like, really? Did you have to do this? Was this just something you signed off on because you were gonna make a bunch of money, or are you really passionate about it because like you never talked about makeup before? But yeah, my general thoughts on celebrity and influencer brands are kind of mixed. I think anytime you can put a face to a business, that is exciting. You know, obviously as long as it's not a problematic person, but I do think anytime you can put a face to a business it is exciting. So generally, I'm like this. I'm not quite a thumbs up, but I'm like in between here. Okay, great. Okay, so the next question on the tag is a celebrity or influencer brand that feels like a cash grab. And I tried to not do any of the same answers as Tara for this tag because, you know, obviously if you saw her video, then why would you watch my video, you know, if it's just gonna be the same thing. But this one I had to agree with her on because I really strongly feel that KKW Beauty is a cash grab. Kim Kardashian definitely has a signature look, right? You know, that contour, KKW contour. She does like the smoky eye. You know, she definitely has some iconic looks. I am not denying that at all. But with KKW Beauty, I just feel like a lot of her products are very similar, and that's a criticism she faces a lot, is that people look at all of her palettes as a whole and like they're basically the same. I mean, KKW Beauty and ColourPop are basically on the same page at this point where they're just duping themselves. I feel like they have like 30 shades that they just like put into a hat and they shuffle them around, and then she just pulls out 10 of them and is like, great, that's our next palette, because it does just kind of feel like they're shuffling the same shades around. So to me, that gives cash grab vibes just because it kind of shows a lack of creativity. I know the contour kit was like a big thing a couple years ago, but then it didn't work for people with deeper skin tones. So it was just kind of like, and her stuff is wildly overpriced too. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive. And I haven't tried anything personally from the brand because I cannot afford to, but from what I've heard and watched reviews of, it seems like the quality is like not really matching the price. Like, it's not poor quality, but it definitely doesn't live up to the price tag. So KKW Beauty definitely feels very cash grabby to me. Okay, so the next question is a brand you own the most products from, and I was literally shocked to find out that it's a tie between Rare Beauty and Fenty Beauty. But if you want to talk about the products I like more, it's probably Fenty Beauty. So I have the Rare Beauty foundation, which I really liked in the summer, but the second it got even a little bit cold, my skin rejected it. And then I have their liquid blush, which I've actually been wearing more lately, but I'm not a huge fan of just because it's super pigmented. But I did have somebody leave a very constructive comment on one of my videos kind of criticizing this, saying that despite it being super pigmented, that's actually good for people with deeper skin tones because it actually shows up on their skin tones, whereas less pigmented liquid blushes don't necessarily show up on her skin tone as well. So like, it's totally words eaten. Like, just because this doesn't work for me doesn't mean it couldn't work for everybody, and I have found a way to shear this out and make it work for me. And then I have her dewy lip balm here, which honestly, I don't like this. It makes my lips look super dry, but I also think I picked literally the worst shade. I don't know, when do I wear this color? Literally never. I actually wore it today just to make myself look dumb, and I actually think it looks really good. I think maybe my lips are just dry. And then for Fenty, I have their Diamond Balm, which I freaking love. I love this so much. It's like super sparkly. Where am I gonna put it? Where are you gonna put it? It's like super mirrored and sparkly and beautiful, and maybe I'll put a little on my brow bone because I have it and I don't want to waste it. Oh, it's just so pretty. And then I have one of their Mademoiselle lipsticks. I have the shade Saucy. These are always on sale on Sephora, and I don't know why, because these lipsticks are super rad. I don't know, they could be a little overpriced. I will say you don't get a ton of product, but I love this lipstick, and look at this shade. Oh, so beautiful. And then I have the Kilowatt Foil Highlight slash Blush. I have the one in Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset, and this is just so pretty. I've tried to declutter this so many times because I don't wear it a lot, but it's so beautiful, and it does look really nice on the eyes. Honestly, I always forget that I have it, and I need to remember, because look at this. These shades are nuts. These are so nice. They just swatch like eyeshadows, so that's why I don't wear it on my face as much, because it's like super pigmented on me. But yeah, I love this. So I definitely think I like more from Fenty out of what I own than Rare Beauty, but I do own the most from Rare Beauty and Fenty. Okay, so now we have a brand that I haven't tried but I want to try, and that brand for me definitely has to be M Cosmetics. If you don't know, M Cosmetics is a brand started by Michelle Phan, who is like one of the OG beauty YouTubers. So I'm so happy she has found success with her makeup brand. I haven't tried anything from them just because they are a little expensive. If you haven't caught a trend here, I'm a cheap lady and I don't like to spend a lot of money on makeup, but honestly, since watching Tara Brooks' channel, I really want to try that Define Skies palette that she's always talking about, and I also want to try that is it a highlight or a blush? It's called like Heaven's Glow. She has the most beautiful like peachy, blushy highlighter blush type of thing that I really want to try. And she just came out with a moisture bomb stick that's like, you could use it as a highlight or as a base for foundation or as just a skincare product. So I have a ton of items on my wish list for M Cosmetics. I think the aesthetic of the brand is beautiful. I think all of her products seem really well thought out. They're not a brand that's like rapidly releasing products, you know? So I really appreciate that their stuff feels really well thought out and it's always really beautiful. And I definitely want to try some products from M Cosmetics in the future. So if you've ever tried anything from them, let me know your recommendations. Look at me with my hand gestures. Ooh, so fun. Okay, so the next question is a brand that you would try if the owner wasn't problematic. And for me, this was a pretty easy answer to that question because it's Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. So I know they don't like, I don't think they actively have any products you can buy because she's only come out with the lipsticks, LOL, RIP, and then the highlighters, which were limited edition, although she did say in a video that she's gonna be coming out with more highlighters soon, or she implied it, because she was like, if you miss my limited edition highlighters, I got you covered. She didn't wink like that. Nobody winks like that. But she did imply that some highlighters might be coming out. But I just talked about in a recent video, makeup that gives me FOMO, how those Jaclyn Hill highlighter palettes really give me FOMO because they're so beautiful. And I've seen a lot of people wearing them and looking really beautiful. Like I know Raw Beauty Christie has worn it on occasion and she'll be like, I'm sorry, it's the Jaclyn Hill highlight, you can't get it. And I'm like, damn it, Christie, but you look so beautiful in it. Now I want to get it. But yeah, so my thing is, obviously Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics had a rocky start and Jaclyn Hill herself does often get into quite a bit of controversies. So I'm not sure if I will purchase the highlighters when they come out again. Because one, I think they were pretty expensive when they did come out because she's marketing herself as more of a luxury brand. But I don't know, because you know, the lipstick thing didn't go well and then the highlighters did seem to go well. Jaclyn just tends to put the blame on others a lot when things don't go right, and that just makes me a little nervous to buy something from her brand. And it does seem like she always gives refunds to people who aren't happy with their products, but I don't want to buy something and then have to get a refund for it because it doesn't work out. I don't know. If I do buy something from her in the future, I would definitely have to wait and watch a bunch of reviews first. Although I feel like her stuff sells out, you know, that would be my advice. I know it's not the question, but that would be my advice to Jaclyn Hill, would be to not make things so limited edition so that people can actually wait to see reviews before buying things. So yeah, that's my answer to the question. Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics is a brand I would try if the owner weren't so problematic, and I still may try, but I'm iffy about it, you know? Okay, so the next question is about the most controversial launch, which like obviously Harry lipsticks, of course, but Tara talked about that one, so I'm gonna pick another controversial launch, and I feel like that was the Jeffree Star Cosmetics cremated palette. Because how in poor taste can you be? You know, they launched the cremated palette, I think in June, in the middle of a global pandemic, although I guess now not so much in the middle, more at the beginning because it's January and we're still in it, baby. But he launched the cremated palette when so many people have lost loved ones due to this deadly virus, and it was just in such poor taste. Also, it was an ugly palette, but that's besides the point because people were just so upset about the fact that he released this palette during a time where people had been dying, and I know death is like a common theme in a lot of Jeffree Star products, but to me it's like, even if you use death as a theme in your products, like read the room, maybe put that on hold this year, you know? Like even if he still wanted to use his coffin packaging, which I know is like a thing, don't call it a cremated palette, you know? And I saw a lot of people were upset by it, aside from Jeffree Star fans who will literally just buy whatever he releases, but I felt that that was a really controversial launch because just come on man, read the room, what the hell are you thinking? So yeah, that is my answer. Okay, and the next question is a brand that wouldn't have been successful without the person's face on it, and I'm gonna say Jeffree Star again because honestly I can see that there are some products from his earlier days, like I think is it the Androgyny palette that's got like an interesting color story, and I know he did some of those like monochromatic red blood palette, that's probably not what it's called at all, but then the blue blood, which I guess is fine, I don't know, but I just feel like a lot of the last couple things he's been coming out with, like I'm sure he's sold out because people will just buy Jeffree Star products for it being Jeffree Star, but if I'm looking at those objectively, like nothing looks exciting to me. And I actually heard watching Tara's video because she had a friend send her something from one of Jeffree Star's more recent launches. I think it was from like the Orgy palette, don't even get me started on that. But she got like the mini one of those, and I guess it worked so badly, and Jeffree Star like reached out and said that he would like send people new reformulated palettes because they got so many complaints. So I just feel like there's an issue with quality there. Like I feel like he uses outrage and uses being problematic and controversial, which is just a fancy word for racist, I guess, to sell palettes. You know, he gets himself into controversies. He's problematic, but he's sickening, right? Ugh, I hate it. But yeah, Jeffree Star is definitely, I feel like, would not sell as much makeup if he didn't have that name recognition and if he weren't constantly in so many controversies. Like, can you imagine if Jeffree Star Cosmetics was just run by like a regular guy, like one of those old white businessmen I mentioned in my general thoughts section? Like, I don't think it would sell as much makeup for sure. Because really, if you take away like the Jeffree Star logo and like the Jeffree Star like being on the packaging and everything, it just kind of looks like Makeup Revolution makeup or Morphe makeup to me, with like minus the imprints and everything. But yeah, I definitely don't think it would be as successful without the owner attached to it. Okay, so now we're talking about a brand that doesn't rely on its owner for success, and I'm gonna say M Cosmetics again. One, I didn't realize that was Michelle Phan's brand for like a while after seeing their makeup and everything. I was just like, ooh, what is this M Cosmetics? It's so pretty. And then I was like, oh my god, it's Michelle Phan, that's so cool. But I definitely feel like, you know, as much as she shares the products and like she'll post little videos on her YouTube occasionally, it doesn't feel like an influencer brand to me. You know, Michelle Phan to me feels like somebody who had such a love for makeup that it just was kind of a natural progression for her to go into product development. Whereas with other influencers, I definitely feel like there's like, oh, I see an opportunity for a cash grab and I'm gonna go into that. I will say, I think for the most part, most influencers start their brands out of love for makeup, but with Michelle Phan, I feel like that was the most seamless transition into makeup. You know, she had been in it for so long, she had figured out what she liked, she had an aesthetic in mind, just everything is so cohesive. Like I was talking about with them before, their branding is so beautiful, it's so thought out, the products are released slowly, and when they are released, there is so much information about them, there is so much put into the ingredients, there's so much thought and love behind it, and I really gotta try some from M Cosmetics because I'm making them sound really great because they are really great. But yeah, I definitely feel like M Cosmetics is a brand that doesn't rely on their influencer owner for their success. Okay, so the next question is a brand that doesn't align with their owner's aesthetic, and Tara said House Labs for this one, and like too true, but I'm trying not to do too many repeat answers. So my other answer I think would have to be Patrick Starr's One Size Beauty, and I feel bad saying that because I really do like Patrick Starr a lot, but I was very surprised when he launched his first makeup product, and I'm not even gonna talk about the wipes or the spray because that's just not my preferences. I know my friend Dakota tried the spray and she likes it, so that's awesome, but those things are not for me. But if I'm just focusing on the makeup alone, I was surprised to see that his first release was such a neutral palette. I know there were like little pops of color, like I think there was a little bit of green, but it was still like more like toned down neutral green, and I've already seen that palette go on sale quite a few times on Sephora, so I feel like it definitely didn't have the reception that he wanted it to get, because I think people were just a little confused, you know, because Patrick Starr is so full glam all the time, and I know that he has created many full glam looks with that palette, but I think to just like the makeup consumer, you don't see that palette and think, ooh, Patrick Starr full glam, you know? One, I think the palette was too big. I think if he had created a more curated, maybe a 9 or even a 12 pan palette with some really intense metallic-y shades, because, you know, I feel like he's always got a sparkly eye on. I just feel like there were too many shades in the palette that it kind of just didn't make sense. Honestly, that gave me Morphe vibes too. I don't know, I feel like that's a palette that would be kind of easy to dupe. I just feel like Patrick is so unique and cool and full of life and outgoing, and seeing that palette, it didn't add up to me. And I know he has those glitter shadows that my friend Dakota also tried, shout out to you, and she really liked those, so I think those glitter shadows make a little more sense for him, but the palette was definitely something that I was like, I don't know. The aesthetic of the brand, I guess I'm kind of getting off this off topic of the question here. The aesthetic of the brand, the one size beauty, the name, the red, the everything, I love it. I think that aesthetic is great, but I'm kind of adapting this question, I guess, to products that don't match the person in charge of the brand, and I definitely don't feel like that eyeshadow palette matches Patrick very much at all. So there you go, there's your answer. How you doing? I told you there was gonna be a lot of finger guns in this video. Okay, so the next question is a brand that deserves more hype, and I found this question to be a little challenging just because I think that most influencer and celebrity brands get quite a bit of hype because they do have that name recognition, but I guess I could say Cosmetics because I feel like they don't rely on name recognition, but I'm gonna pick a particular product because I may just not be in the demographic that this brand advertises to, but I feel like I don't hear them spoken about a lot, and that is Honest Beauty, which is a brand by Jessica Alba, and I am in love with their cream blush formula, and I feel like I don't hear anybody talk about it except for Tati. Tati used to talk about it a lot, and that's why I ended up trying the blushes, but Honest Beauty's cream blushes are some of the best I have tried. They are so pigmented but easy to blend out. They have so many beautiful colors. They are affordable, and I really appreciate that too because I know Jessica Alba created Honest Beauty to be like a clean beauty brand, and one of my biggest criticisms of clean beauty has been that it often is really expensive, and clean beauty often like makes you feel bad about using anything that's not clean, you know, so I don't love that, but I do feel like Jessica Alba's brand doesn't do that as much, and I may just be missing out on that marketing, but I don't know, it doesn't feel as pretentious to me, you know, because she keeps it at a friendly price point. You can buy it at Target, so you got a bit of an accessibility there, and I love those blushes, and I feel like I don't hear people talk about them a lot. I love them so much I got 2 of them. Look at these. I've had this one for probably too long, but they are just so nice. I mean, they're pigmented, but they blend out like a dream. Like, look at that. Oh, they're just so nice. And I feel like they definitely deserve more hype. I need to try more from the brand because I definitely can't say overall if I think it's a brand that deserves hype, but I appreciate their price point. Oh, look at that blush. So pretty. But I think these blushes in particular from Honest Beauty definitely deserve more hype. All right, so the last question is, what celebrity or influencer do you think should come out with their own brand? And so I picked a couple because obviously. So an influencer that immediately came to mind for some reason when I was thinking about this was Lauren May Beauty. I don't know if you guys subscribe to Lauren May Beauty. She is so sweet and so smart. She does a lot of videos where she like dupes out palettes with single shadows that she owns, and that's why I would want to see Lauren come out with some beauty because she is such an eyeshadow person. She has tried so much eyeshadow. She has so many strong opinions on eyeshadow. She does the most beautiful shimmery shadow looks. I would love to see her come out with some shimmery eyeshadows. I feel like they would be amazing. I feel like she would nail the formula. I feel like they would be so sparkly and shimmery and beautiful. And I would love to see her come out with an eyeshadow palette. But for celebrities, I think should come out with a makeup brand. Beyonce, I think it's time. I would love to see Beyonce and her makeup artist Sir John like collab on a brand together because I think it would be amazing. I mean, I've watched videos of him. I think he did a video with Nikki Tutorials a few years ago where he talked about how he does her makeup for shows and everything, and his process is just so interesting. He is such a talented makeup artist, but she also is like always serving the most iconic looks, so I feel like them collabing together, like Ivy Park Beauty, come on, that would be so cool. Like, I'd definitely buy it. I'd definitely try some stuff from it for sure. But yeah, I feel like they'd really kill it with the complexion products, and I would love to see that. I think that would be really cool. All right, and with that, we have reached the end of the video. Oh, that was a lot of questions. As I said in the beginning, I have a good amount of skepticism when it comes to especially celebrity brands because I do feel like a lot of them are overpriced for sure. And even with influencer brands, I think everything is overpriced. That's why I really gave a big shout out to Honest Beauty because I appreciate Jessica Alba keeping her products for the most part at a friendly price point. But yeah, you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't get excited every time a new brand came out. You know, even JLo Beauty, which I think looks like, I don't know about that. Wildly overpriced for certain, but I still got excited when she announced that she was coming out with a beauty brand because I'm curious. I'm a nosy little mouse. I want to stick my my grimy little mouse hands into everything and just try it out. I don't know what I'm saying, but I had a lot of fun doing this tag. Big shout out to Tara Brooke for creating this tag. I will link her original video down below so you can watch it because she had some hot takes and they were good ones, so definitely check that out. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sometimes there's Saturday bonus videos. Those are always so fun. And yeah, check out my description box for everything on my face today, as well as a ton of Black Lives Matter resources. I have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters, so please click on those links if you haven't yet. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. And yes, they will be just as handsy in the next one. Alright, bye!